When you're a part of the full driving and camping community in Australia or in the overlanding community in America, when you think of mountains and snow, all you want to do is head up there and find it. In this episode, let's take you on a journey that is not often seen on YouTube and before all the tracks in the Victorian high country close before the snow falls in. We go chasing a storm cell that has just literally come in at the start of the June and venture off to find snow on tracks not often ventured on during the winter. I've literally just woken up and it's snowing.
Better than morning glory.
Wow, check out those muscles!
Don't forget guys, if you are enjoying the content, flick us a subscribe. We are creating videos every 2 weeks for you guys to watch. Plus, proudly supported by Adventure Kings for all our outdoor camping and four-wheel drive needs, available at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre. And Maddie and myself, Sam, have put together some discount codes for you from some of the biggest companies around Australia, including iTech World, Undercover Australia, using the discount code Always Touring, and even our own quality merch for you guys to wear when you are out touring. Alright guys, so Mads and I have just put together a last minute trip. How bloody exciting is this? We are going and looking for snow so we can do some snow four-wheel driving for the first time on this channel. As you can see, we are packing up. Maddie is just getting the last little bits and bobs in now, packing it all up. Clouds are coming in, and one of the really exciting things is we've never actually been snow four-wheel driving. So we're meeting up with a mate, Wombat. We've met up with him before on one of the Victorian high country trips, if you guys remember, where we did a lot of winching and things like that in the mud after we had 150 mils of rain. Meeting up with him, heading straight up to Mount Hotham and seeing how much snow that we can find over the next 48 hours. Apparently there's supposed to be between 20 and 30 centimeters of snow. And for those that are wondering how we go about finding snow and what elevations to find snow, because obviously here in Australia, it can be a little bit difficult sometimes with all the amount of tracks and things that are closed. So I'll quickly show on the screen right here as what I look at for the long term, short term, and then the really short term just before we leave, as we're leaving right now.
And I'm keen to nap in the car because I've just come off night shift.
That's how close we are pushing this trip, so hopefully there's going to be a good outcome. People often wonder where we go snow four-wheel driving in the Victorian high country or New South Wales of Australia. So I'll quickly show you the beautiful areas that we'll be heading up towards. Starting off in Bright, you'll see one of the most amazing autumn fall colours that you can get only pretty much in this area, which is about a 45-minute drive from the top of Mount Hotham. So what we're putting in here is this like additive that you should put in your diesel cars, because when it gets below -5 degrees, Wombat was just saying that your diesel can like turn into like a waxy sludge. It doesn't freeze over like water. But usually in the alpine areas in June onwards, they put the additive into all the fuel servos in around here in Victoria and New South Wales, so you don't have to do that yourself. But because it's a week before June, they're putting it in next week. We've just missed out and have to carry our own. So we're currently climbing up Mount Hotham, which is over 1,000 meters of elevation that we'll be driving on blacktop to get right to the top. It's currently only 10 degrees, so the weather system that's coming in, that's bringing all the snow, has been moved to this evening. So what the plan is we're going to go try and find somewhere along Dargo High Plains Road. For everyone that's familiar, that's the main entrance into the Victorian high country. But right now it is so foggy, so much rain hanging about. It's bringing such a misty vibe into the mountains, but I cannot wait till this snow system comes in. And for those that haven't been to the Alps of the Australian mountains during winter, they've actually changed all of the colours when you hit into the higher peaks of the mountains, from the lane markers from white to yellow. For those that sort of don't really understand why that is, it's because it helps you identify the road during the snow seasons when there's snow on the roads, because obviously snow's white and you can't really see the edges or the lines of the snow. Yellow is just a little bit more prominent, which allows you to identify where you are for safety on the roads. As we make our way to elevations of 1,700 metres to the top of Mount Hotham, where the blacktop meets the off-road sections, we find ourselves pondering at the pub.
Oh my god! You're that person wearing shorts and t-shirts.
Jacket on shortly, yeah,
crazy!
Alright, so we've just decided we're going to quickly pop into the pub up here at the top of Hotham, and the visibility on the way up was like we're doing 10k an hour.
I actually got car sick because I just couldn't see anything.
Pretty cool though, like it is 70km/h winds up here. We're just hidden behind it so you can't hear it on camera at the moment. But we thought we'd just quickly pop up here whilst we've got the opportunity before the storm cell comes in, because we know how cold and shit it's going to be when we go down into the mountains through tonight when we go off-road. With wind speeds reaching 80 to 90 kilometres an hour around the area, the fog rolling in high, we decide to make our way to camp, turning off down the Dargo High Plains Road onto the off-road area to see if we can find some elevation to camp in to wait for the storm cell to roll in overnight.
Right, so we finally found a campsite near the peak of this hill where we won't, I guess, blow over. The winds are up to 80 kilometers. So foggy. We're trying to hide amongst the trees because the wind is messed up and I am already freezing.
Alright, so we've sort of just rocked up to campsite on the side of one of the Dargo High Plains Road's many campsites that you can get along here, and we're currently sitting at 1500 metres elevation, and we should be getting snow at around midnight tonight. So the camp setup that we've got going on is we'll be in the rooftop tent with our electric blankets, and Wombat's been nice enough to be able to give us a gas diesel heater, I should say. And then we've also got a big army tent there just behind us that he'll be sleeping in with his swag as well.
So yeah, we're going to get about 80km winds tonight as well, so we'll hopefully not blow over in our rooftop tent.
Where we are right now, as you can see behind us, we're sort of nestled in, sort of like right in the peaks of the high country.
Yeah.
But we found like a little bit of a forest.
I think this is the best we're going to get, and it must be a sign because we found an axe here.
Yeah. Coming into this trip, we knew that the storm snow cell that was coming through was going to bring temperatures well below 0 degrees, high wind speeds, and not much coverage whilst we're up on the top of the elevation at 1600 metres camping. So one of the biggest questions that we had to ask ourselves was how we were going to keep warm. We're lucky enough that Wombat had this 8 to 10 person old army tent that we were able to jig up and do some pretty cool modifications to keep us warm throughout the night as the storm cell arrived. Maddie, come. I want to come show you what your bum produces. Come out here. Your bum. No, when you fart in bed. Why don't you put some more in?
I think that's more... Oh my god. That's more your bum because you've got holes in your undies.
It's hail, bats.
It's hail!
It's not snow, but it's not bloody snow. That's how you stay warm in the bloody snow. Thanks, Wombat.
Except there's no snow. We won't worry about that.
We won't worry about that.
It's only like...
That's so cool.
Well, people overseas and even in some parts of Australia could only dream to go full driving and camping in the snow, particularly over here in the Australian Alps. How bloody magical is this, being able to wake up to this winter wonderland as we pursue the rest of the day? First thoughts?
So pretty and so cold. Well, this is a bit of a chilly morning.
How bloody good's this? We've literally just woken up and it's snowing. Like, we are up here in the Victorian high country right on Dargo High Plain Road, probably about I don't know, 150 metres from the road on a little camp spot before we hit the four-wheel drive tracks today. And we've had about 8 or 9 centimetres of snow overnight.
Apparently it all started about 3 a.m. We could hear it coming down last night, and boy were we warm with the diesel
It's
heater.
amazing. Like, it's snowing right now. Like, this is something I've never experienced before. Like, this is phenomenal. I'm so excited to throw you guys into this adventure because this is just something that is so rare on YouTube. Not many people get to come up here on YouTube and show everybody all the experiences that you can have here in Australia in the off-roading culture. Like, this is unbelievable.
So I reckon we should take Dave the D-Max out for today for a little drive in the snow.
Yes, let's get into it. So I'll just give you guys a quick little walk around this morning of what our campsite looks like just before we head off. Got the D-Max there. And then we've got Wombat's car here, and then we've got the army tent that was snuggled in all night last night. What are your first impressions, Wombat?
Oh, yum. It's like better than morning glory.
I know. Look at that. That is beautiful.
It's fresh.
Wow.
And there's no wind.
No.
It was blowing us a ring off last night. And now
It's perfect.
it's the wonderland.
Packing up in the snow is exactly how you would imagine packing up in the rain. As you close it all off and the snow is on top, it melts as you fold away all of the canvas, making it very wet, very heavy, but it was definitely worth it to keep warm last night.
It opened! Thank God for all this undercover Australia stuff, because all our electrical equipment would be wet with snow.
Yeah, literally, it's storing all of our gear in here.
Right, our induction still works. I'm making porridge in the snow.
Alright, so this is going to be the first time starting up our D-Max. 340,000 Ks on it in minus 6 degrees right now. I've made a bit of a rookie mistake. I've left the handbrake on overnight. So anyone that knows, when you're up in the cold, handbrakes, if you leave them on, it's probably going to freeze to the rear drum. So it's probably going to snap as we try and drive off. But I'm going to let it glow twice.
Yeah.
I made a weird second sound there, but I don't know what that was. Oh, I did it. Nice.
Yeah, because our handbrake doesn't work.
See, not only the perks of having something to wash your windscreen when you're on the dirt road off tracks,
But also, you get the snow.
it's a snowy cleaner.
Pretty good.
It's like playing in a snowfield, hey Mads? Oh, this is actually a fat time. Like, I'm seriously loving this. This is, like, look how thick the snow is on the bonnet. Look at that. Throw it at Mads. So plan of attack is we'll go up to the Dargo High Plains Road, and then we can turn on to Twin Jeeps track, and then we can head up to Mount Murray, and then over to Mount Selwyn, and then down to the Buckland. Like, how awesome is this? We're literally driving. At the moment it's the start of June, and there is snow right there here in Australia. Like, fantastic. So we have just rocked up onto Twin Jeeps track, which we'll be making our way up to Mount Murray. And the start of the track already, I don't know if you can see behind me there, but look, snow on the track right at the very start. As we climb higher up to 16, 17, 100 metres in elevation, we should be able to see more thickness of snow, but This is beautiful, eh? This is phenomenal. So we are at the start of the track. We've just gotten to the top peak of where you start at the top of Mount Hotham as you go into the off-road areas, and currently it's about 45 to 50 km/h winds. We're getting a little bit of snow in the drift of the wind with another probably 5 to 10 centimetres as we're doing along the tracks today. Visibility is not the best because we're in the clouds at the moment, but the serenity with the snow like that, with the view behind us, and all the snow, we've got the two D-Max. We're currently dropping our air pressures down, so I've never really done snowfall driving before, so I'm just going to treat it like snow. We're going to go straight down to 18 or 20 psi, front and rear, because we've got good even distribution for weight, and see how we go and see if we're going to have any problems sliding around or anything like that. What tyre pressures are you going down to?
I'm going to get 18.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just saying to the camera, I'm going to treat it like snow, sand, because I've never really done snow.
I treat snow like snow too.
And how are you going, Mads? You look a little bit cold there.
I'm freezing. I can't feel my hands.
Oh, I didn't know you can't hit my bottom.
After a bit of a play in the snow and getting rid of Maddie some of her cluckiness that she's got going on at the moment, we finally make our way across the tracks and see how much snow we can find. I guess one of the negatives being one of the first ones along these tracks, there doesn't seem to be too much snow along the track at the moment as we're making our way to the turn off to Mount Murray, but another little tree or branch down, as you can see there. There's been a few along the way that we've been able to drive past, but we try and remove them as we sort of go along the way, just as a courtesy thing. Oh, pick up the branch. Big strong Aussie boy. You don't need to do it under those fingernails. We are just turning on to the Mount Murray track now at the moment on the way up. A little bit slippery, and we're starting to see a little bit of snow coming up, so I'm excited to see what's right up the top of that. How awesome is this, mate? Full drives there. It is snowing like proper fluffy snow. I don't know if you can see it on the camera around me, but oh, welcome to the bloody snowy areas of the Victorian high country. Like up here in the mountains, it's beautiful. Look at the tracks going up there. We'll be driving straight up that. Bloody gorgeous. So we've just got to the top of Mount Moe and the weather has turned fantastically. Look at this, all this bloody GoPro thing came off. If you're ever looking at buying a GoPro, all their accessories break so quickly and easily. Like, it's a piss take. But the weather, mate, check out this. We're surrounded by snow. Look at that. Just absolutely amazing. At the moment, Wombat's just having to air up his rear right tyre, as you can see there. Has a bit of a leak in it in one of the valves, not the actual tyre. And then our front right driver's wheel has a constant leak that we've had for about a month, where he went to go put down the tyres and noticed that all the other ones are on 45 and that one was on 20, so not really ideal. What we're going to do now is we're going to traverse across the mountain and make our way over to Mount Selwyn, and hopefully this weather continues and we can find some tracks to have some fun on. As we drop around 200 meters in elevation, it is absolutely crazy how quickly the snow went away. However, as many people have not been up in this area overnight, as the storm cell had come through, there was a lot of logs down, which resulted in us having to do a lot of clearing along the way. So we've just come across our fourth little tree fallen for the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook up the winch for this one rather than get the chainsaw. So the winch that we've got on the front of the D-Max, obviously we've got, as you can see, these new King's lights, which are pretty cool. If you've seen my videos before, they're actually adjustable. You can make them widespread, you can dim them, they've got all these different kinds of settings. And then we've also got the King's Mark II Dominator winch in, so we'll hook that up, pull that back and see how that goes. Look at him.
Ah, the big dog's on it.
He's the real man.
He's gonna winch it.
Really cool thing about the Mark II is I've actually got an inbuilt switch into the thing, so I don't need to have it fully connected wireless remotes or anything like that. I can just do it at the flick of a switch. It's really handy.
Hey, you do it, Maddie. Look, all it is it goes back. Okay.
Here, mate, you hold on to that, put your hands here. You hold it.
Like a tug of war.
Here you go. You walk it back.
You going back here?
Keep going.
Good job.
Come on. That's my boy. Come on.
So plan of attack now, we're going to do a bit of 90-degree winch pull. So we've put it around a stump. So then when we pull the winch in straight, it'll pull the back of the tree to the side of the track.
Wow, check out those muscles. Oh, good job. Come on, my hand. Look at the tree go. What's happening to the tree? Is it moving? Yeah. High five, Arthur. Oh, Wombat. Come on.
Well, another obstacle cleared, and it was good to use that recovery gear as a good trial before we head up to the Cape in a few weeks' time. We keep making our way down the tracks and we find our way to the bottom of Twin Jeep's track. We have just pulled off Twin Jeep track and we've made our way onto Mount Selwyn Road. We're at about 1100 metres in altitude in around this location. Pulling over, having some lunch before we keep going. What's on the menu for lunch, Mads?
Hot dogs that Wombat's making that Samuel does not communicate to me. So I'll make hot chocolates.
That sounds like a great idea. Alright guys, unfortunately we're going to have to actually end the episode there because we've had something come up, so we're eating our hot dogs. We're going to have to quickly smack across this Mount Selwyn Road down into the Buckland Valley and get home, but that was a really good trip. Like, how often do you get to see those tracks that you guys witnessed with snow on them before the closures? Because if anyone that's watching is not familiar about 85% of the high country and snowy mountains off-road tracks close on around that 6th of June, some earlier at the start of May. So
yeah, I was happy we could catch the snow before it all decided to close up. So that ends the episode there. Thanks guys.